led me into talking about this. Like, how do you know what you're talking about, Jason? How do you know? Well, there's two things. One, I've studied an awful lot. I've been doing this for 25 years, and I've had a lot of experience with different people. Also, I've had experience with my own body. When I first got into the QRA, I had a horrible gallbladder. My gallbladder probably should have been removed. It was my brother's was removed, my sister's. So many people in my family have had their gallbladders removed. I think my brother. I'm not sure, but the point is that it runs in my family, and a lot of these things run in our families, and I was on my way to that, and I didn't want that to happen. I don't want surgery. I've never had surgery before, and quite frankly, I'm scared. And that's one of the things that scared me was just like, I need to figure this out. And besides, I was in a lot of pain. I was in a lot of pain. I had a lot of gallbladder attacks, but it was my whole body. When I was in my 30s, my knees ached. Like I felt like a grandpa. I felt so much older than I do right now. And I went through this process. So what is this process? QRA is you come into the office and I sit down and I talk to you and I find out and I use my head knowledge and I use my experience, but then I test you. So what is the testing? QRA testing is you're sitting there and I'm going to hold, you make it what's called an O-ring with your finger, this is what's called an advanced kinesiological test. Essentially, it's like testing a car now. You don't lift the hood up and start pulling wires out. You plug the computer into it. That's what we're doing here is I'm using your neurologic system through your muscles to test the response of these muscles when I touch different or you touch different parts of your body. So for instance, I'm holding onto your hand, trying to pull your fingers apart. You touch a spot. So how do I know if your liver is not supported? Well, you could touch a liver point and you're plugging your two fingers into that. You're essentially plugging your brain into it. And if it goes weak, meaning if it comes apart, that means that there's essentially like a blown circuit there. There's a loss of energy. It's interfering with the energy. So coincidentally, what I do is then I put these real nutrients into your body, not into your mouth, but into a pocket or in a pouch that I put in. See, this is quantum physics. And so these are all waves of energy. And you essentially, like every organ, every cell of your body is like a radio transmitter, sending and receiving, all communicating through the nervous system together, but yet also communicating on its own. And so just by putting the nutrients in your field, if it's what your body needs, then the muscle will go on. Now, this goes further than just the testing because I've been telling you, I've been doing this for so many years that when we put people on these things and say the body test for, I need some DHA and I need some vitamin C and these other things, coincidentally, their body feels better. Or let's say they wake up, after 2 weeks and their knees don't hurt so much. They can reach up to the top the top shelf now. They can turn their head around and look out the back window and not have it pain them. They can go up 5 more steps or 20 more steps. And so this also calculates to, yes, it showed up in the testing, but does it show up in your actual life? And I'm telling you, it does. So I've got a lot of history with this, not only with my own body, but other people's bodies of, I know that this works. Now, not everything's for everybody. So that's the other thing. It's just that people watch TV shows and they watch these different things and they hear about this. And I've had so many people over the years going, oh, I heard Dr. Oz talk about this. And is this good? It may be, but I was like that before too. You don't know. So sometimes you're taking stuff that you really are wasting money on. Sometimes you're taking stuff that you're not taking enough of it. Sometimes you're taking too much of it. So how do you know? Well, the testing gives you the way of asking your body that day and asking each organ, gland, individually and as a whole together, and say it's kind of like having a meeting and saying, okay, we're all on the same page here. What do you need? What do you need? Okay, ready, break, let's go. And so then you go and you take your program home, and if that involves some supplements, I can tell you nowadays I would say probably about 60% of it involves not even spending any extra money. It's your food. You're spending money on food. So a lot of times I'm finding that people actually save money by getting QRA tested and figuring this out because they're going to start cutting some foods out that they normally would be spending money on, and now they're not spending money on it. And because, first of all, it's not because it's just an idea, it's because they found in their body responds to it. And then when they stick to it, let's say a person who goes, you know what, I listened to you and I did go gluten free, or I went dairy free, or I ate more of these phytonutrients, whatever it is, I'm telling you, 100% of everybody that does their part 2 weeks later comes back and saying, you know what, I'm not questioning if this works anymore. I know it works. It feels better. I have more energy when I wake up in the morning. I'm less grumpy. I don't have as much bloating in my belly. Now, what it takes for you to get there, it's different for everybody. It's for you. And that's what QRA does, is it figures out what your body, you are your body, but we've lost connection with our body. I can help to bring that connection back to you and your body so that you and your body are on the same page and you're not hurting your body. And a lot of times, this is what's happening when we look at aging, when we look at wrinkles, when we look at swelling, when we look at even going back to this health and beauty thing, is it's falling apart. And that's not beautiful. And what really is beautiful is the truth, which is give your body the truth. And it is the food. And so I can tell you, for so many people, it's like, wow, what a relief. Yes, I spent a little bit of money on you getting tested, but I went home and I actually saved money because we threw all this stuff out and I stopped buying this stuff. And when I ate a little bit more nutrient dense, it actually took less for me to eat. And I don't snack all the time. Now I don't have these addictions that I go through. Oh, that's another thing. So that was one of the issues that I wanted to talk about, which is it relates to health and beauty, but it relates to so much general health because people are addicted to sugar. We are designed to be addicted to sugar, but